whether it's the collection system or otherwise, but always having a focus on the wastewater treatment plant. And so what we've done here as of late is nothing short of a miracle in its works. Because what we have done is we have created the best case scenario given the worst case settings. Because although we are not in environmental non-compliance, we are completely within compliant. We have done so much with so little for so long that we are now to a point where we are now asking for the assistance of the people that we depend on for our support. So let me recap a little bit and give a little bit of detail about what I'm talking about. Back in Thursday, October 23rd, 2025, the treatment plant project was advertised for bid. So this happened at the end of October. And then at the beginning of December, I got a phone call from Jim Beam, and they said, hey, by the way, we've had a big mix-up, big change in the bourbon industry. We're going to turn off the faucet. We're not going to be discharging like we once were. And so what was a revenue stream of approximately $3 million to the city of Shepherdsville was going to be taken down to $1 million. That simple math is we're losing $2 million a year based on this single customer that's having an impact that is beyond their control and beyond our control. Immediately, we began trying to figure out how we're going to weather this storm, where we're going to go, how we're going to get made whole, what we're going to do to be able to get through this, because we still have to pay our bills, and we still have to do the projects to be able to maintain the integrity and the safety of the waterways that we're surrounded by. The Salt River is not as clean as it is because we don't care. The Salt River is as clean as it is because we do care. That's our job, and that's our obligation to the next generation. And so what has happened, we have gone to the point of getting fantastic bids back in December. We were all amazed. We were 20% below what we thought this project was going to cost for the expansion at the treatment plant. Amazing, good news all around. And this is after the windfall that we received whenever we went out and we fought for the city to get grant funds for this project, and then went out and tried to solicit for loan funding. And so let's just break that down real quick. We're talking about a total project costing us $26 million, and we went out as a staff and secured $10 million in grant funding. Money we will never have to pay back. Money that is just given to us to be able to help make sure the project is successful and make sure that project is complete. I've got to give kudos to the staff for that because they did a bang-up job on that one. Did great work for the right reasons, and it's paying off for the city of Shepherdsville citizens. Beyond that, not only did they get $2 million in grant funds, the other $16 million is going to be paid for through subsidized low-interest loans. If anybody's went out and got a loan over the last 10 years, you know that those rates can fluctuate, especially right now. If you're trying to get a home loan, you're looking at the 6-7% interest rate loan. That's not great. But we're talking about 2.5% interest on these loans that we're talking about here. 2.5% interest. That's unheard of, and we got it. So we're very lucky to be in that position. Given that information, knowing what we knew and how we were in a dire strait, you've only got a certain amount of time to use these grant funds. You've only got a certain amount of time to use these loan funds. And so you've got to go ahead and act on that. So we presented all this information to the council. We made them aware. We let them know what was going down. We had a meeting back in January and then in February. And so on February 2nd, we met, shared with all this information, gave them a preliminary estimate from the staff to the council and said, look, we're going to need your support. We're going to need, over the next 3 years, we're going to have to increase our rates 10% a year for the next 3 years. That's what it's going to take in order for us to be able to pay our bills and to be able to make sure that we continue to keep these funds and make this project a reality. Now, we took the next couple months and made sure that that was going to be 100% accurate. You know, we were based off that information off the best information we had at the time. That was our best guess and our best estimate. We took the next couple months, we received data from Jim Beam, what they were actually discharging with this quote-unquote new normal that we were situated with. And so based on that information, we continued to kind of fine-tune the numbers and make sure that we were going to be covered. Because let's face it, as the city of Shepherdsville, as the wastewater department, so your sewer department here in Shepherdsville, we're not for profit. We're not here to make money. We're here to pay our bills. We're not going to charge our customers any more than what is absolutely necessary to pay their bills so that we can continue to treat that water before it hits the Salt River. So over the next 3 years, if we were gonna increase the minimum sewer rates, we were gonna go an additional $2.35 per month this year, an additional $2.58 next year, and an additional $3 per month in the third year. $3 a month shouldn't be too much to ask for clean water. So I've shared with the council what our rates were back in 2011 and every year since, what those rates have been, what the inflation looks like over that same amount of time. If we had increased our rates since 2011 by 59 cents per year, then we would already be in a great position. There'd be no need for me to be here tonight to talk about our need for our new sewer rates. But currently I am, because we are in this position, because we did not do a 2.76 annual percent increase over the last 15 years. So what happens if we don't raise our rates? Then we can't pay our bills, and then we go into bankruptcy as a city, and then it turns into a situation where we get taken over by someone else. And the someone else, that's the elephant in the room, like that's MSD. So MSD took over the northern part of our county already. They're already seeing minimum sewer rates of $49.99 per month. So at $50 a month, their sewer rates are already 210% what our sewer rates are here in our community. And even after 3 years of increases, it's still 160% more than we're paying. And so we're in a great spot. As a community and as a city and as a utility, we have low sewer rates. And that's not by mistake. We do that on purpose. We keep our rates as low as we can and still maintain our high priority of service. We put our customers first. When I get the phone call that we have sewage on the ground, it doesn't matter what's on the agenda. It doesn't matter what meeting I'm in. We drop everything and we go now because we are trying to protect the environment for each and every person that depends on us on a daily basis. So we talked about the grant funding. That's $10 million. Well, that encompasses 3 different funding sources. It's not just like we went out and got one grant. Like we went out and we solicited several different agencies to be able to do this. Cleaner Water, we came up with $685,000. The EDA grant was Economical Development Authority through the federal government. We got $6 million. And then through Kentucky with their GRANT, they did that on purpose. Grant program, it is actually another $3.3 million. So that's a total of just over $10 million. So I told you about the inflation. I told you about how we're going to be needing to increase our rates. But really, it's really simple. Like, we have to pay our bills. We are currently building the expansion at the treatment plant. Contracts have already been signed. We already have mobilization taking place. We already have the clarifiers dug out. We already have the fill material removed from the UV building and put in place. Everything is already happening. And so a couple weeks ago, whenever the ordinance was voted down to increase our rates, I was surprised. In fact, I've used the word blindsided because I feel like when we left our meetings in February, we were all on board. We had a 10% for the next 3 years, and we all understood it. Although that's a hard decision to make, it's the right decision for our future. I don't want to raise rates for anyone. I'm trying to find the lowest rate possible to get us through this so that we can provide the services we need for our community. I can't do that without you. I need your support. And so here I am. If you know me, you know I care very deeply for Shepherdsville and for Bullitt County. I work my butt off for this community, and I do everything I can to put us in a better position for tomorrow, because I know that our success is not measured in a day, but it's where we're going and what we're going to do, and it starts with little pieces each and every day. So as a staff, it's our duty to maintain environmental compliance. But me and my guys, it's our obligation to the next generation. So I thank you for your time, and I appreciate your support for the future.
Thank you, Arthur.
Thank you, Arthur.
All right, next on the agenda is Ms. Amber Odle. Come on up here, Ms. Amber.
Good evening. Just want to do a recap. As everybody knows, we had to cancel Bullet Blast, so with that, we had to reschedule the fireworks, which took place this past Friday. It was phenomenal turnout with the community coming out. So glad that the Shepherdsville Bullitt County Tourist Convention Commission was able to have that rescheduled for the community. So thank you for everybody that came out. All the vendors that came out, they all sold out with their food. The brewery did good. It was Adam's Friday After 5 concert series. All the bands did great. So thank you for everybody that came out and participated in that. The food truck invasion is this Saturday, July 18th from 12 to 5. What couldn't take place for Bullet Blast has been added onto the food truck invasion. So that's the America 250 celebration. 1 to 3 Bullitt County History Museum will be open. Mayor will be dressed as George Washington, and he will read part of the Declaration of Independence on the courthouse steps. And then Sherry, the director of the museum, she is going to have a scavenger hunt for the kids. So bring your kiddos out to the museum. If they happen to win, they'll win a $10 gift card to Walmart, and I think there's 10 available. And then 1 o'clock, we have the flag retirement ceremony. And then also at 1, the dunk tank opens. We have a couple of community supporters for that. 1 to 2, you can find the Bullitt County jailer, Brian Whitaker, in
I
there.
just saw him in here somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Need to stand.
I'll be there, Ducky. He's back there.
Hello, Brian.
I'll be there.
Dunk tank.
Yeah.
2 to 3 is Mayor. 3 to 4 is Tom Kirk. He is candidate for Shepherdsville City Council. 4 to 5 is Adam Kelty, the owner of Salt River Brewing. 1:30, we will do the national anthem with Carolyn Dawson singing, and then provided a flag from Active Heroes. There's 20 to 30 people that need to hold the flag, so we're gonna have people come up, hold the flag, and then our Shepherdsville Fire Department will have a drone footage going with people rippling the flag as she's singing. 2 o'clock, Chasing Judah takes the stage. And then the event wraps up at 5. Along with that, we'll have different vendors representing different centuries from the 1700s up to the 2000s. The tourism will have a booth set up if you want to bring something to put in a time capsule. We will be opening that in 2076. Well, somebody will. I'll be 91, so who knows. But that will be on display at the History Museum for people to come by and look at. And then 2076, it'll be open for the public. Mayor Cabero is working with TR3 Elite Sports. We are going to provide a free fall basketball league. It will start September and go through November. It's going to be open from ages 5 to 18. Sign-ups will be July 16th, 17th, the 23rd, and 24th. The sign-ups will be here in this room from 6 to 8. If anybody has questions regarding that, they can reach out to Amy Dane, 502-641-1629. We are hosting a back-to-school supply drive that runs from now until August 14th. If anybody wants to donate those supplies, they can drop them here at City Hall to Karen or Lori, and they will get those supplies to me. In years past, we've been able to give the supplies to all the elementary schools in Bullitt County. So, Taste of Bullitt County is September 20th. It's from 2 to 5. It's taking place of our second food truck invasion that we normally have each year. That will be held at Paracut Springs Conference Center. What that is, it's local restaurant owners and food truck owners. We are inviting them out to showcase their business. So if you've ever heard of Taste of Louisville, Taste of Derby, you can come sample each of their business foods. So it's a great event. Dan Oliver, owner of Dano's, will be there as the guest speaker. We are gonna get a band to play light music. Right now, we have 35 participants signed up, so tickets will go on sale this week. Look for the flyer to be advertised on Facebook within the next day or two on that, so.
Now, before you go anywhere, first of all, let's go back to the, she didn't mention, but obviously the dunk tank is actually a fundraiser for the Cabero Foundation. I want people to know that this first year of the Cabero Foundation, we issued out 171 free passes. That means when it opens up this fall, the date that it opens up, all these kids will have, from that day, they have 365 days, they get free access to both the indoor and outdoor pools. Now, it's very important to us when we think about our community and the things that we've done through the years as far as free clinics on Saturdays for kids to be enjoying it without it being a cost to them. And so we take you right in from that, we take you into this recreational basketball. This is important to a lot of kids. We're looking at the way we can do that for all kinds of sports, but we have two people. It's actually Coach Irvin and Amy that are working very hard to get all the coaches for this. This is ages from 5 to 18, okay? And they're gonna have 2 months of basketball. They have practices, they'll have games on Saturday. The thing is, more than anything else, is we say something to our community when we can do these things for kids. I know I've dealt with these parents a long time, and it's really important for them to know that we do care, and we do understand that budgets are tight. We knew that. And so the important thing is we're able to do that because we got people that want to commit to volunteer. So I want to thank them for doing that, and I think it's going to be a worthwhile program for kids that maybe not having an opportunity. Because some of these fees for these basketball leagues are like $150. That's a lot of money for somebody. So it's important that we see things like this as a way to really tell our community we're behind them. So I want to make sure we thank them both for doing that. All right, and I know we got a lot coming up at the Taste of Bullitt County. Then we'll get into the whole fall and winter time. So
Fall and winter, yeah.
it'll be here for you know it. But thank you, Miss Amber. All right, yes. Absolutely.
How many in attendance for Bullitt Blast?
For the fireworks on Friday, I mean,
I was going.
Probably couldn't tell,
I-
could you?
no, I mean, it was
a
all
lot.
over
It
the
was
place.
packed in the town square, and then they were all in the park. We could guess 3,000. It's just hard to tell.
I mean,
but
it was
quite
a
few.
packed house, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it turned out really well. I mean, it was really nice, and then I know Amber took some great shots and got one with all the fireworks behind the sign. That looked really, really good. Says a lot about our community, but yeah, good pictures, by the way.
Thank you.
Good
Thanks.
job,
I wanna make sure you
Amber.
get your credit for that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Amber. All right. Last but not least. All right, City Planning and Zoning Representative, Jerry Cooper, come on. She turned that button off, so you know what you gotta do. Jeremy, how are you doing?
I'm well.
Okay, all right. Give us kind of an update, what you got going on, what's coming down the road.
Well, fresh off of vacation,
All
first
right.
vacation in 2 years,
All right.
so feeling good. I will say, on returning from Florida last weekend, I hated to get the news about Mike. I didn't know Mike until I was in this role, and he interviewed me at the library before the initial, or when I was voted on. And I'll say ever since, the conversation has continued ever since then. And so he called on a regular basis, and we had a lot of good discussions. He never told me what to think, but he had a lot of good questions that led to, I'll say, productive conversations. And so I will miss that. We just had a meeting last week. There were no zoning cases on the docket for the city. There was one landscape plan approval or waiver approval, and I was surprised to see that they weren't asking for a sidewalk waiver. So it was more, yeah, I feel like been holding the line on that. I know other cities whether it's unincorporated Bullitt County or City of Hillview, there are a lot of the waivers that are going through for sidewalks, but I think we've made the point on a regular basis that's you've got to have a really good reason here,
Sure.
and here in Shepherdsville, and so that point's been made over and over, and
It's imperative.
I'll
on
fight
the-
for that,
Yeah,
yeah.
It's imperative of connectivity, especially Cedar Grove.
The June docket did not have anything in the city. So I was trying to go back in time to see if there was any of the cases that anybody would have had a question on. we've actually had 2 relatively calm dockets the last 2 months, so, no 3-hour, barn burner meetings. And then at the end of the last meeting, we did have an election for officers, and going forward, I'll be the vice chairman on the planning commission.
Congratulations.
I didn't campaign, I just,
Well deserved. I know you've been you've been a good inspiration for all those folks that maybe don't have as much of the research that you've done. I think you've encouraged them to do a little bit more work.
well, and just being able to have discussions within the frame of, or being able to frame it in terms of what my professional background is. There's, you know, we've all got different perspectives, but I think it has brought a different element to it, that there's not many engineers that are there to speak, so.
Well, we appreciate all that you do, Jamie. I know that we try to do that and tell you that, but you represent us very well. Okay,
Happy to
and
do
I
it.
think with the growth of our city, obviously these things need to be maintained. Our standards can't bend. And I think you've done a great job. Make sure you communicate that to the rest
Happy
of
to
the
do
guys.
it as long as I'm wanted, so thank you.
You are where we wanted. Thank you, Jeremy. All right. All right, Ms. Catherine, we got old business we're gonna start with tonight. This is the second reading on, this is 0260-021, excuse me.
Do we want to have them speak first?
Do
or-
you guys wanna come up and talk for a couple of minutes and just maybe answer some questions you guys might have? This is the property across from St. Andrews.
Yes.
If you guys wanna introduce yourself and where you live, that'd be great, just so they know.
I'm Corey Proctor, owner of Proctor Homes. I'll let Chris introduce
I'm
himself.
Chris Lay, developer and builder out here.
Yeah, appreciate it. So obviously, everybody knows what we got going on here, right? 50 patio homes are looking to build here. Really appreciate that, because like, when we talk about housing, we know that we need a lot of housing, and we need to be, where we plan and how we plan as far as 44, always sensitive. But I think we're in a good situation with what you guys are trying to do there. So we appreciate you, first of all, investing in the city.
Well, we think it'll
All right.
benefit the community for sure.
Yep, we appreciate it. Any questions for you guys? Anything you guys? Okay,
My main concern was just to allow for the widening of 44 in the future.
he did that.
Yeah.
And I think that's great. And Jeremy, where's Jeremy at? Did he just take off?
He just took off.
He took off. We could have given him another compliment.
There's also gonna be a lane to kind of ease into the area.
The state was talking about that, our attorney.
I thought I
We have
read
an
that.
engineer
Yeah,
laying all that out.
I like
so
that. I
We're
think that's
giving them the
great.
land to do that.
Yeah.
the
And I think
engineer
it's gonna be
will-
pretty. I really do.
Yeah, we plan on making them really nice. I mean, you know, really nice patio homes for the community. We currently have 30-some people on a waiting list that are interested, that are.
They're excited. I like it. I
65
like it.
years, you know, older and plus, so. Some people are excited about it.
There'll be less traffic to the patio homes and houses,
Yeah.
because the house, you get,
We need more patio homes.
Yeah.
they'll be like the ones I did in Cherry Hill,
Those are beautiful.
almost a spitting image of them,
I like
same
the
building
ours.
design.
All right, any other questions? All right, second reading here.
City of Shepherdsville, Kentucky, ordinance number 026021, an ordinance
Corey.
pursuant to KRS 81A.412, annexing it into the City of Shepherdsville, Bullitt County, Kentucky, by consent of all property owners, 14.279 acres more or less of property located along the south side of State Highway 44, 7.3 miles southwest from Mount Washington, and 2.6 miles northeast from Shepherdsville. All is more particularly described in and on exhibits to this ordinance, sponsored by Councilmember Faith Portman. Summary: Section 1 sets forth the description of the properties which are the subject of this ordinance as real estate consisting of 4.279 acres more or less located at and known as State Highway 444, Shepherdsville, Kentucky 40165, parcel IDs 045E0002008, 045E0002009, 045E0002010, and 045000040, conveyed to Indian Oaks, Inc. and Bullitt County Deed Book 1154, page 209, hereinafter properties. Section 2 incorporates by reference the exhibits that describe and illustrate the properties. Section 3 sets forth that the properties are adjacent to the city's boundaries and are urban in character and suitable for development for urban purposes. Section 4 sets forth that the owners of record of the properties have given prior written consent and that the city enacts a single ordinance annexing the properties. Section 5 sets forth that the properties are annexed into the city limits of the city of Shepherdsville. Section 6 sets forth that after annexation, the properties will remain subject to the same land use restrictions as applied by the Bullitt County Fiscal Court prior to annexation. Section 7 sets forth the severability clause. Section 8 sets forth repeal of prior ordinances in conflict with this ordinance. Section 9 sets forth the publication requirement.
All right.
Make a motion to approve.
Second?
I'll make a motion to accept this.
Okay.
Brad just did.
Brad, I can't hear you. Okay, second.
Oh, Brad, did you?
Brad,
Brad was-
Okay.
It said Brad did, but I didn't.
I can't hear him.
They'll fight
I know
over it.
it's Rob. Well,
Right.
he was poking me, I can't.
Right.
Okay, Faith,
Yes.
Bonnie,
Yes.
Rob,
Yes.
Brad,
Yes.
Jennifer.
Yes.
All right, thank you, council.
Brad, you know I have to bust your chops.
All right, our second reading is on, is it 026022. This is the Dollar General store.
Yep, and it's,
All right.
city,
Oh, but, you done, get out of here. All right, hey, thank you so much. Hey, looking forward to everything. Thank you, Chris, Corey. All right, buddy.
City of Shepherdsville, Kentucky, ordinance number 026022, an ordinance pursuant to KRS 81A.412, annexing into the City of Shepherdsville, Bullitt County, Kentucky, by consent of all property owners, 2.497 acres more or less of property located on West Blue Lick Road. All is more particularly described in and on exhibits to this ordinance, sponsored by Councilmember Bonnie Enlow. Summary. Section 1 sets forth a description of the property, which is the subject of this ordinance, as real estate consisting of 2.497 acres more or less, located at and known as West Blue Lick Road, Shepherdsville, Kentucky, 40165, parcel ID 03600000013D, conveyed to BHW Properties LLC in Bullitt County Deed Book 1157, page 443, hereinafter property. Section 2 incorporates by reference the exhibits that describe and illustrate the property. Section 3 sets forth that the property is contiguous to the city's boundaries and is urban in character and suitable for development for urban purposes. Section 4 sets forth that the owners of record of the property have given prior written consent and that the city enacts a single ordinance annexing the property. Section 5 sets forth that the property is annexed into the city limits of the City of Shepherdsville. Section 6 sets forth that after annexation, the property will remain subject to the same land use restrictions as applied by the Bullitt County Fiscal Court prior to annexation. Section 7 sets forth the severability clause. Section 8 sets forth the repeal of prior ordinances in conflict with this ordinance. Section 9 sets forth the publication requirement.
All right.
Second?
Okay.
Bob, you were second.
Rob, you're shocking me. Okay, Bonnie,
Yes.
Jennifer,
Yes.
Faith,
Yes.
Brad,
Yes.
Rob.
Yes.
All right, this is gonna be, obviously, we talked about this before, this Dollar General will help those folks in obviously the apartment complex, and really giving them an opportunity to have a service there, so we appreciate that. Thank you, council.
I
All
do
right.
have a question about that,
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
If that little piece of property is not in the city, is there other pieces in that area that are not in the city?
Well, the way that, I don't know exactly where that line is, but there's probably some other places, because you look at some of our city lines, some of it makes sense, and then it's
If
kind
you
of,
look at the state, though, the state's like, there's not much, evidently it hasn't been reported to.
that piece itself.
Some of it
There's
hasn't,
areas in the city that,
No, wait, we'll
according
get,
to the state land
that
office,
are not in the city.
that are not in the city.
Yeah.
well, we have some of that, and if you look at the city limits, that, I'm assuming, looking at, I normally look at the map and look at the city itself.
Yeah.
You'll see some spots like that piece right there.
Right.
That's not. Why it isn't, I don't know.
I know
That
it's
was
kind
some
of-
But there's
Well, that
residential
was-
property that's just outliers in the middle of the city.
Yeah, it's just weird.
Well, that's some of the stuff that we put money into Matt for
Yeah,
Arthur.
Arthur and them are working on some of that now. They've been
Yeah,
working on
it
that for
was
2
weird.
years. It's extensive to get some of that. Don't know why it's that way, but I know that Arthur and them have been working
Yeah,
on it for us.
okay.
Yeah, no worries, thank you.
I thought I'd ask.
No, no worries.
I looked at the state and I was like, wow.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
some,
it is
there are some
weird.
spots, but they are getting that corrected for us. And like I said, it's been kind of a lengthy process. All right, Ms. Catherine, 026023, classification.
City of Shepherdsville, Kentucky, ordinance 026023, an ordinance amending ordinance 025013 related to a personnel and pay rate classification plan for city employees and non-elected city officers for the City of Shepherdsville, Bullitt County, Kentucky, sponsored by Councilmember Bonnie Enlow. Summary, Section 1 sets forth that ordinance 025013 is amended as set forth herein. Section 2 sets forth that Section 4 related to the wastewater treatment plant department is amended to allow a total of 4 full-time employees for the positions of foreman and assistant foreman, and a total of 8 full-time employees for the positions of collection technician 1, 2, and 3. Section 3 sets forth that Section 5, related to the fire department, is amended to add the position of major training officer, base pay rate, and authorized staffing level. Section 4 sets forth the severability clause. Section 5 sets forth the repeal of prior ordinances in conflict with this ordinance. Section 6 sets forth the publication requirement.
All right, obviously, this is the sewer and the fire department in both these cases, and I know, All right, Ms. Bonnie, with a motion?
I'll second.
Second. All right, Ms. Jennifer.
All right, Faith,
Yes.
Rob,
Yes.
Jennifer,
Yes.
Brad,
Yes.
and Bonnie.
Yes.
All right, thank you, council. All right, moving along here, we have new business, and before we state this, all I want to say is I don't know who's in this audience, based on what was on social media, don't know why they did it. There are no meetings, no special meetings about data centers actually in the city of Shepherdsville, and I don't know of any in the county. I think it's important for you all to know, if you're here for that reason, that's not why. We do actually have something we're gonna be reading here, our first reading. I'll let my city attorney discuss that, but if you're here for that reason, just know the city's not interested in any of that, but at the same time, we'll always keep you posted on any information that comes through. So I just wanna make sure, if you're here for that reason, we did try to reach out to some folks and tell them that that's not the case and it's not on our agenda. But if you're here, like I said, you can always reach out to us at City Hall. I'll be more than glad to try to answer your questions on any of that, okay? But I do appreciate, if that's the reason you're here, we appreciate you being here. Ms. Catherine, would you like to take over this and discuss a few things?
Sure. So the ordinance summary that I'm getting ready to read is actually going to be a temporary moratorium on data centers. Basically establishing them, expanding them, constructing them. It's a temporary moratorium. Currently, the Planning Commission is overhauling our zoning regulations. The zoning regulations, the joint zoning regulations between the county and the city, of which we're a part of, have not had an overhaul since 1987. So obviously, they did not contemplate data centers. They didn't contemplate a lot. So they are in the, it sounds like the final drafting stage, getting ready to go to public comment. So this would allow it until the city adopts it. The city doesn't have to adopt these regulations whole cloth. They get to make any amendments that they feel necessary to these regulations with respect to anything, not just data centers, anything else, housing, warehousing, but they can make regulations regarding buffering between incompatible land uses, setbacks, anything like that. So this gives the city enough time to look at their new regulations, look to see what maybe changes they want or need to make to them, get them adopted before anyone can come before the Planning and Zoning Department and say, hey, we want to start building in Shepherdsville. The Planning and Zoning Department will nope, there's a moratorium, we don't have new regulations, come back another time, not happening right now. That's essentially what would happen.
But however, that's not,
Excuse
they
me.
can't do that.
Hey,
They
excuse me.
can't do that.
Can we let her just finish first, and then you can have a conversation with her? Let her finish it, please, thank you.
So they will know that the city doesn't have it, and yes, this ordinance will, I don't know what you mean by they can't do that.
There
Finish with-
is no, oh, I'll let you finish.
No, I know-
No, let you finish.
Okay, well, I mean, that's.
He's gonna say something else.
I will.
Just-
That's pretty much, so it would be until the city adopts new regulations. However, there would be, essentially, there is a finality. In other words, no matter what, this ordinance would not last any longer than a year from when it is published. So if the city doesn't adopt new zoning regulations before 1 year from when this is published, they will need to be on top of that and adopt another ordinance. They can adopt another ordinance doing another moratorium, but this way, courts don't like an open end date. So if we said, oh, whenever we're gonna get to our zoning regulations, they don't like that. They wanna see, well, what's the outline end date for that so that you, as a city, can't just drag your feet and make a temporary, a semi-permanent. So that is what this does, but what was your,
I met with Charlie Spalding,
Mm-hmm.
and currently, there cannot be a data center built in Bullitt County. They regulate, data centers fall under data processing centers, which are commercial. They can't build a data center under commercial zoning. So currently, according to what we have for zoning now, they cannot be built.
that is Charlie's
So saying that
interpretation.
we're protecting the city against that, just until we get a new one. Once we get a new one, then we open up the city to data centers, which is what people do not want. They don't want the city opened up to data centers.
Well, doing a complete ban on all data centers is illegal.
We're not doing a ban.
So when you're saying we're not, this is
It's
not
a
opening,
moratorium.
this is not opening anything up to allowing anything. So I don't know, like, the conversation that you had with Charlie. I do know that a quote-unquote somewhat of a data center did look at property on
I know
61
they
in
did,
Shepherdsville.
tens of jobs.
And
It was
so,
announced in here.
that did not go through for whatever reason. So obviously, under our current planning, the way that the current regulations read, a data center could come through.
No, it cannot, that's why it didn't happen.
No,
I've
that's
talked
not why
to
it didn't
Charlie.
happen.
I've talked to Charlie, and it cannot because, like I said, the only regulation they have for the county is a data processing center, which, like you said, from the eighties, a data processing center is like a customer service or people who type on a computer.
Okay.
That's what they put it under. He's already told me. He said the city is protected until we get new regulations. The new regulations will have data centers in them. He said, but currently it falls under data processing centers.
Okay, well, that is not the conversation that I had with Charlie. And if, by the way, if Charlie's position is the city's protected, we don't need this ordinance.
That's why I asked for
But-
a year, so that once.
We wouldn't need it at all.
We wouldn't need it at all then, Jennifer. You're just saying we don't need
this
it.
one. No, I
So-
don't, I said we don't need this one. This one just
This one
protects
also
until
protects.
the new information comes
No,
out.
this one protects it until you all
Temporarily.
adopt the new regulations.
Well, we asked you to do that.
Yeah, but you can't.
No, you didn't. You asked me to do a 1 year.
We
Right.
wanted to
And
match
you
the
can't,
county.
you
that's
can't
what
match the county. And
That's
here's
what
why.
all the counties
Okay.
and.
You can't,
Kentucky
I know,
have
they're
done.
counties. They have a planning
Cities
and
have too.
zoning
Cities have
department.
too.
Yeah, we don't have planning and
We
zoning.
don't have a planning
We
and
don't
zoning
have planning
department.
and zoning.
No, we go by, the counties,
Okay,
and
but
we
don't
have
have
two
that.
representatives.
Okay, they don't have it done
We have Nikki and Arthur on that.
Okay, they don't have that
So
work
why
done.
can't we be with the county?
And when they get it done.
So the
We're whole.
county
We're
is
part of Bullitt
directing
County.
the-
We're in the city of
The
Shepherdsville.
county is not directing the planning commission. The county
That's
in
not
their
what I heard.
ordinance, the county in their ordinance is directing the planning and zoning department.
Right.
Charlie's department, of whom we have no control over. He's not our employee. We cannot direct Charlie's office to do anything,
But we have
So-
representatives that work with Charlie,
correct?
so.
Or do you want to direct them to do it then? And do you want to have, and spend money to hire the consultants?
We don't need to hire consultants. The county's not gonna do that.
Well,
They have their
that's
own
because they
entity.
have their own
They
entity
have
that
they
we
have
don't
a planning and
have.
zoning. We don't
We
have it.
fall under the counties, what I'm trying to say.
But they-
Not for fiscal court.
That's not what I heard. That's okay.
Listen, we're gonna decide the city attorney or you guys. I'm just gonna go with. the city
So,
attorney.
court, when you do a moratorium,
You don't.
you are essentially, for a short period of time, arguably taking away someone's land use. So, right now,
Please.
in certain places, if it's zoned a certain way, arguably, a data center or a warehouse or a house, whatever it is, could be built. When you put a moratorium on, you're telling people without a hearing, without them coming before you, you can no longer use your land the way that the zoning regulations may allow you to use your land. Courts do not like that. If you don't do it correctly, it's a violation of the Fourth Amendment due process of the U.S. Constitution, as well as the Fifth Amendment taking clause. I'm not willing to subject the city and the taxpayers to a lawsuit when this protects it just as sufficiently, because we can use the full year that the fiscal planning and zoning department is doing their research and looking at that. We can meet with Charlie, we can look at what they're looking at, and we can wait until then to adopt the new zoning regulations. We are not required to adopt the regulations right when you all get them. There's no requirement that as
So
soon as they
who's
come here,
gonna-
you have.
Who's gonna go through and do our regulations, since we don't have a department? We're saying
You-
that we don't have money to have
The
anybody
council?
talk
The
to us.
county's doing it.
The county's doing it, the council will look, the
But
council will
what-
do
what
research,
they're
I
saying
will
is
research.
we can do it ourselves, according to over here, it's being said that we don't know what we're talking about, so who's going to go over it and tell us this is solid or this is garbage? Who's
That's
gonna
what
tell
our
us?
attorney's for.
I mean,
That's why you've got
We don't have
Charlie's
other
office.
attorneys. Bonnie, you just
Bonnie,
said we
all
don't
the other
have a planning
attorneys
and
in
zoning.
Kentucky are saying it's okay.
Yeah,
By the way,
Versailles,
so-
Brandenburg.
There's only one other city that's put forth an ordinance, that's Cave City, and they're currently being sued.
Versailles.
Versailles.
Versailles
Brandenburg,
adopted it
Lexington.
not by an ordinance, they just verbally adopted it, not 100% sure that that's even the correct way, and that's it. No other city, it's been all counties.
Well, cities are adopting it.
Name another one.
Well, I don't know yet,
Right.
but I will find out.
I'm
Why isn't the city of Shepherdsville doing it?
Versailles,
Because
Brandenburg,
I
Richmond.
was asked to do a one-year ordinance, to do a one-year moratorium. I advised that because we can't direct anyone, unless the city wants to go spend money and hire a consultant to do exactly what the
No, we don't
planning
have
and
to
zoning
have
is
that.
doing,
No.
that we could not do this.
I'm
This
not gonna
was an
argue with you.
alternative that Bonnie then decided that she wanted to do this.
Temporarily.
So is the 1 year.
It has to be temporarily.
So is the 1
It
year.
was.
The 1 year's temporary.
It's a year. Temporary is 2 months.
Who makes, who defines that?
Are you gonna adopt the regulations in 2 months? Okay, well, if you guys adopt the regulations and they don't protect data centers, that's
No,
on you
we're
all.
just- She's a lawyer. You just need to just calm down there.
Like, if you're gonna adopt the regulations in 2 months,
who you
then
are.
okay, then that's when you're doing it.
Go ahead.
So,
This is embarrassing. That's all I can say.
Well, you know, when we ask her to do it, we're the council. When the council asks you to do something, you're
She's
supposed
also
to
gonna
do it.
protect the city. That's one
You're
thing.
supposed to do it. You're
No,
not
they're
supposed
not.
to-
I'm not writing an ordinance that violates federal law. At no
No.
point will I do
No.
that, Faith.
Good.
No point am I
Then
writing
I'm
an
gonna
ordinance
make a motion
that
the
violates
council-
federal law.
I'm making a motion that council hires an attorney to do it for us.
Oh, so then you're gonna pay that money, plus you're gonna also have the money you're
Well,
gonna
we
pay
have
for
the
the
money
service.
in our council
Okay.
budget.
Well, so we're gonna do, we're gonna pay taxpayers' money and pay for another lawyer.
We're paying
And-
Catherine, so why
Huh?
not?
Excuse me, we have a lawyer that's taking care of making
I
sure
want my
everything's
back covered, not yours.
well. Oh, okay. Oh,
This
wow.
does cover your back.
Okay,
Yeah,
whatever.
you've made it clear that you don't mind getting,
I will second.
Okay.
oh, no, you guys are really gonna be good. All right, yeah.
Bonnie?
It's election season.
I think there's a motion to hire another attorney.
Absolutely not.
Brad?
No, because I think Catherine's given us the appropriate legal advice. With all due respect to the other opinions, she's right. We can't pass a city ordinance for the exact reasons that she said. We don't direct planning and zoning, the county does. That goes back to the agreement of having a joint planning commission. That's what we married ourselves to. So they can pass a definitive moratorium, we can't. That's just my feeling.
Thank you.
Jennifer?
Yeah.
Rob?
Yes, because we can explore an attorney without spending any money, and so
Faith?
there's no
Yes.
harm, no foul.
Yeah.
Just the
We can
council.
just get a second.
So we're gonna go blow your tax money, guys.
No, we're not.
Bonnie, we
Did
all
you not
know it.
hear us?
We all what?
We said we can talk to a lawyer.
Number one, don't raise your voice
We
to
can
me.
talk to a lawyer with and get an
That's enough,
opinion.
guys. That's
Calm
enough.
down.
Okay, you
Jennifer.
calm
Get a little
down.
bit of Jesus in
No,
you.
you
Calm
hush.
down.
Hey, come on, come on.
Yeah,
Talk about Jesus and-
Come on.
yeah.
Let's,
Talk about Jesus.
hey,
You're up there breaking the law anyway.
stop. We're not kids up here. All right. All right, that's
Go
fine.
on, read your ordinance.
All right, go ahead and read the orders.
It's not mine, it's Bonnie's.
It's ours.
She's sponsoring it. City of Shepherdsville, Kentucky, ordinance 026024, an ordinance imposing a temporary moratorium on the city's approval of zoning map amendments, development plans, site plans, and permits related to data centers in the city of Shepherdsville, Kentucky, sponsored by Councilmember Bonnie Enlow. Summary, Section 1 sets forth that a temporary moratorium is hereby imposed on the establishment, expansion, or construction of data centers within the city of Shepherdsville. Section 2 sets forth the definition of data centers. Section 3 sets forth that the moratorium shall remain in effect until the city reviews, evaluates, and adopts the forthcoming joint zoning regulations. Section 4 sets forth the severability clause. Section 5 sets forth the repeal of prior ordinances in conflict with this ordinance. Section 6 sets forth the publication requirement. There's
No,
motion.
that's just the first
This
reading.
is the first reading,
All
Bonnie.
right, all right, so we're gonna do the first reading
You
there?
got way
Got
too,
excited.
you got too excited.
All right, now it's in the new business, all right. Last, is council to nominate a new council member to complete Mike Hibbert's term.
So, yeah, this is on the last of the agenda, and that's when I thought we would talk about it. We were starting to get a quorum, and we decided to wait till we were in the meeting.
The quorum, we're in the quorum.
When we
Not
were asked.
today. So anyway, there were a lot of people considered, and so we were kind of blindsided with this. But does anyone want to make a motion on that? I will nominate Kenny Newton, because we wanted to make sure we didn't get anyone that was running currently or had any influence over anyone that was running.
I'll second Rob's motion.
Okay. You made the
Uh,
motion, then
Hang on,
Brad.
can you hand me, I'll get it to you. Would you want to, do you have something you want to say, Lisa? I do. Okay. Just hit the button. Tell everybody who you are.
As I spoke to several council members about replacing Mike's position, I discussed with several of them that I thought it would be an honor and Mike's honor to have Karen, his wife, to fill in, because she has, for the last 4 years, been in attendance at almost all of these meetings other than when Mike was sick and in the hospital. I had council members say that they would nominate her and vote for her.
Yep.
And that has changed this evening, which I feel that is very sad. I am running for council, and I don't want to say that I was next on the list that ran at the previous council, for city council. I only lost by 42 votes, but I'm not going to stand up here and say that I want that position, because I think it would be an honor for Karen to finish Mike's term out. This has happened in the past in Bullitt County. For any of you all that know Larry Belcher, his wife Linda Belcher served his term after he was killed in the automobile accident many years ago. So just out of common courtesy, compassion, I would ask each of you all that I spoke to reconsider your position and nominate Ms. Hibbert to fill Mike's position. So, I don't know what anybody else in this. I'll just say, I served with Mike many years on the council, and in working with him, he was very diligent in attending most any and every meeting in this county, planning and zoning, whether it be Board of Adjustments, getting out and talking to the citizens when they had issues. And Karen was right by his side. Even though executive session, things weren't being discussed with other parties, but they probably were, because it was husband and wife. So I'm just recommending that you all, it's 5 months. The vote is in November, and I'm not standing up here campaigning, because at this point, I don't care as a citizen if I get elected or not for this position. I'm here to serve the citizens, and I'm here to serve Karen Hibbert this evening, so that's my stance on it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lisa. You have a motion and a second.
Okay, Bonnie,
No.
Brad,
Yes.
Jennifer,
Yes.
Rob,
Yes,
Faith.
Yes.
All right, council?
and it would be an honor for Karen, but I think she needs to grieve, and then we also want to make sure that we're not endorsing anybody, of course.
It wouldn't have been endorsing Karen since she's not running next time anyway. I don't care. I get to say what I want to say. One of y'all did tell Karen that you would nominate her, and then you backed out. And I think that's really low and sad. And you tell somebody you're going to do something, your word is your word. My grandfather taught me that's the most important thing that you own is your word. If you don't keep your word, you are not worth nothing. And if you don't keep your word, you also lie. And I am extremely disappointed that we couldn't do this for Karen, because she deserves it. She knows everything that's been going on. And I can't change y'all's minds, but I am greatly disappointed that you all wouldn't support a woman who's been each one of your all's friends and done things for you all and done things for the city, and this is how you thank her? I'm embarrassed. And that's all I gotta say about it.
Mayor, can I say something?
Yes, you can.
First of all, Lisa Carter, you did not call me, so I want to make that clear. Okay, well, it's posted on the website. It's been the same number for like 30 years, so I'm not hard to find. So you did not talk to me, first of all. Second of all, I am going to apologize to Bonnie, and I'm going to apologize to Ms. Hibbard. I had not talked to Karen since the day that Mike passed. And I have not talked to Bonnie about the replacement. I did not know what your level of interest was in it. I had conversations with other council members. We discussed one nominee, and I committed to that nominee. So I kept my word to two other council members and by proxy a third on one nominee. So I will accept responsibility for not reaching out to you, Karen, and so I apologize for that.
Thank you, Brad.
And I apologize to you,
Thank
too.
you.
But that's where my decision came from.
All right, any other comments?
Actually, yes. So Brad, just to remind council, when you guys are going to be voting on something, making a decision outside of this room in public is a violation of the Open Meetings Act. So just to remember that.
Well, there was no decisions made. People talked to each other.
Clearly there was a
Just
decision
like Karen called all
made.
of us and asked us to nominate.
There was clearly a
ask me,
decision
but-
made.
No, there was not. No, we talked,
By the way,
It's okay.
even if you don't technically decide, having that conversation amongst yourselves outside of a meeting, open meeting, is still a violation of the Open Meetings Act. Like,
So what are repercussions for that?
I do not know off the top of my head.
discussion about it, Bonnie?
Not with any one of you all. None of you.
Not even with the mayor.
That's not a violation. It's when there's a quorum.
I didn't discuss it with any of you all.
Between all of us.
Well, who-
I did
You
not.
just needed a majority. If it was you and two others, or Bonnie and two others. So,
I had a discussion individually with Faith. I had a discussion with Jennifer individually.
Not about this.
Individually.
We talked about sewer breaks.
Yeah.
I
And
talked
yeah,
to you
and
about
I,
it.
yeah, and
Yeah,
honestly, we
so-
didn't,
It's like the party
you did
line.
not,
we
then
did not
that's
even,
fine.
we did not even
But
discuss a
by the
specific
way-
Actually,
G.
I never discussed.
playing
it.
telephone is the same. If I call up her and then he calls him and down the line we go, still, they've already ruled that's a violation of the Open Meetings Act. It's just a reminder to be careful about those things. I know it's hard to discuss something that sensitive in an open meeting. I do understand that, but that is what you're required to do under the law.
Which is what I said when I started talking. I was like, we were getting close to a quorum, and I decided we needed to do this here. And then it kind of got thrown on us early, and not in the order in which it was supposed to be, so.
Right.
So, a couple things here for everybody. One of the things I want to make sure that everybody understands, our city attorney is to protect the city. You may not always like what she says. There are times that I do not like what she says. I mean it sincerely. She's actually been helpful to us, helped me, but also this council knows there have been 3 other times prior to this that there could have been litigation. And she has stepped up and made sure that we did the right legal thing. So when we're talking legal, of everybody up here, you can all get offended if you want to, but I'm gonna go with somebody that's legal. She knows her job, and she's gonna do that job. And what she doesn't know, she will do. So for everybody in this room, unless you're the city attorney, I appreciate your opinion, but I'm gonna go with somebody in that profession. So I think it's important for you all to know that. Second thing in all this, okay? Empty words don't mean nothing. It's what you act on that tells a lot about you. And Karen, I'm very sorry. I apologize for the city, because there are ways that we handle things, because we do have a good community, and we do reflect on the way that we handle things. You know, there's been a history of things in this city that upset me up until the time that I became mayor, and this is one of them. We don't act like this. We don't talk to each other like this. And you know, we brought it back just for a moment to remind me, we're not doing this again. We are not. We're better than that. And I tell you what, Lisa, we have a lot of differences, but let me tell you something, thank you. I mean, we do, we have a lot of differences and you know it. But I will appreciate anybody that wants to stand up for the right reason. We have a great community, and today we just got reminded, you know, it's election season, that's really funny.
Yep.
And every time it happens like this, I get warned that this stuff happens. I never knew it was like this, but I'm gonna tell you, I see a lot of good people out there that think a lot about this city. Well, all I can tell you is, when election time comes, you'll make the right decision about your candidates for council and for mayor, you'll figure it all out. Now, what you won't do is you're not going to be able to disdain the city of Shepherdsville, because you don't, okay? We've got to work on that. We could have handled ourselves better up here tonight. Okay, we saw that. So I'm gonna apologize for the way we acted tonight. We'll get better at it. There are some very big differences for people than what they think. But what doesn't have to happen is, can we have a little respect? Just a little, when we're talking to each other? All right, with that said, council, we don't, let's see what we got here. We talked about department heads, we're not doing that. Council, starting with Faith. Do you have something you want to say?
I want to thank Amber for all her hard work on the bullet blast. Thank you, Amber. You did a great job. I didn't go to it. I sat on the sidelines and watched it. And I want to say, I thank you to Jewett Bowden
Yep,
for
you
the
did a really good
rodeo,
job.
because I'm going to tell you, I was there. It was a blowout. It was great. I hope next year that the city will partner with them like they partner with other businesses in the city, because it was great. We had several doctors from Shepherdsville, both Brockmans, Molly Brockman and Mark Brockman, pediatrician and family practitioner. They were there celebrating their son's first birthday, and he was called out. It was really great. I wish a lot more people had been there, but it was blowed out. It was pretty busy.
He did good. He did a really good job.
He did really great.
He worked
did.
from 6 o'clock that morning all through the
Oh,
night.
I know. He was on the phone with me half the night. I'm like, Jewett, go to bed. But anyways, I want to say thank you to the council for being so supportive to everybody. And Karen, we're here for you.
What, Rob?
I'm good for now.
What, Jennifer?
I'm good.
All right, Brad?
Yeah, just once again, I'd like to extend my condolences to Karen and the rest of the Hibbard family. Mike was just a great guy. When I first got on the council, he was, he kind of took over a mentorship role for me, kind of showed me the ropes, and he loved to have meetings at the library, and we had a lot of conversations, especially those first 2 years. You know, what should have been 10 or 15 minutes turned into 2 and 3 hour conversations. So, and if you know, most of the conversation with Mike were that way. So, but he was just to the core. He was just a really great guy, and we're gonna miss him.
Yep. Miss Bonnie?
Best for last.
Best for last.
I want to bring up I'm on the sewer and the rates, because I think that we still need to discuss that, because it needs to get put back on the agenda. There was an understanding that we were gonna go for 3 years. Everybody was explained that too. Some say that wasn't, maybe that was a misunderstanding of what they had between them and Arthur and didn't quite understand that. But if we can't at least get the 3 year in place, let's at least get the 1 year started in place. I don't want to lose the grants.
Yeah, we're not, I mean, we got a
We've
lot of money
got-
on the line here.
Right, Arthur, is there a possibility we'll lose these grants?
The more likely situation would be if we did not pass a rate increase and we started defaulting on any of our repayments, that the state would come in and take over our utility.
And we don't want that.
They would force us to raise rates higher than we are asking to raise them now.
Back years ago, when I was on the council, we got in trouble with the sewer severely. And I'm sure a lot of you remember, I was one of the ones that had to make the hard decision to vote for a 66% increase. And I can tell you, we all know you didn't vote for it.
Exactly.
Here's the thing, if we didn't vote for it and get it passed, MSD would have come in and took over, and you all would be paying sky-high rates. So I made the vote to do what I thought was best for you all. Didn't like it, wasn't happy about it, but we did what was right. Then after that, all the mayors after that, except for Jose, there's an ordinance in place for us to raise the rates every year with cost of living. All the mayors, and Arthur can tell you, I have complained about this every single year. We need to be raising the rates, cost of living. because if we don't, we're gonna get in trouble again. Well, we're headed down that route right now. We need to do what's right. I'm sorry to taxpayers, I'm especially sorry to the people on fixed income that we have to raise their rates. But if we don't, it's gonna go sky high. So let's catch it now before it gets to that point. And that's what I want to say about that. And we need to put that back on the agenda and try again.
All right. The only thing I'm gonna add to that is that Arthur, in talking to you and Scott, I talked to you a month before our first reading, but actually, I talked to you 6 weeks before the second reading, somewhere thereof. And the statement I got from you two was everybody was on board. Because I talked to Scott personally about that, and he said everybody was on board, and then the two, well, you both sponsored a bill. So I'm not sure how that.
I can sponsor, I don't have to be in support of it.
That's right.
You can sponsor.
sponsor it, you wanna put on the
way it
agenda.
was, that
How would
nobody
you-
wanted to sponsor.
You put it on the agenda so so
So-
the public
People can
knows
vote on
what
it.
we're up to.
So-
That's
so I'm-
what it
So let me
is.
ask you this. So for both of you, then, so what you're telling me, Scott said about you all being on board with this was incorrect?
Yeah, I wasn't on
Okay,
board.
I just wanna make sure I'm.
I didn't tell him.
Actually,
I
Scott
was or
didn't talk to
wasn't.
me. Scott and
Because
I
I
didn't.
don't
Arthur,
do that.
do you wanna?
I told him I was in support of it, but my understanding, it was for 1 year.
I did not say.
But it
I
says in
was
the email it's 3.
pro.
He said,
Yeah, I got the email 2 days before we were to vote on it.
So I didn't talk to Scott because, I texted Scott and he said that we were waiting on, Mark's availability, so I didn't ever get to talk to him.
you never talked to him about
But why didn't he come to the meeting either? Like,
Right.
Right.
why didn't he come to the public meeting and tell us in public?
Why didn't hear now?
Huh?
You talking about him right now?
No, why did he come before?
Before?
All right, can we, so hold on, so can,
We know that, but he wasn't in February.
All right, so. please,
So
let-
February the 2nd at 1 PM, we met with you, Ms.
Yes.
Mendez,
Yes.
and you,
And
Faith.
Absolutely, yeah.
At that meeting, you both said, I know this is the right thing to do for the community,
Absolutely I did.
and I will sponsor this bill. You both
Yeah, I
unanimously
said I would sponsor it.
compete.
It needs to go for a vote.
Right.
You all, the way you all brought it to us, it was like nobody wanted to sponsor it.
No, ma'am.
So I said, I'll sponsor it.
That's
No,
what we
ma'am.
Gotta
understood.
go before the council.
So, but if you told him you were for it,
No, we said we would sponsor it. I mean, I told him I was for it,
I'm
but
not
I
gonna
thought that
be
was
part
one
of it.
year,
I'm not
not
gonna
one
argue.
year.
that's fine, we're done with
Mayor.
this, we're done with this, that's fine.
I was
Yeah,
also
let's just
told,
drop it.
it's my bad that we
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
raise rates.
When asked why
Okay,
they
that's
had
enough.
raised rates
That's enough. We're
all
not gonna
these
do this
years,
again.
told
Okay,
my
stop.
per the
Stop.
ordinance, it was said, my bad.
Okay, since you finish up, Bonnie, finish up and we're done. We're done with this.
In future note, anybody running for council, if you're not for an ordinance, you shouldn't sponsor it.
No, you should absolutely
No,
sponsor it
you
to make
shouldn't.
sure it gets voted on.
No.
All right, with that
You
said,
didn't
And he
sponsor
didn't
it.
sponsor it, Bonnie.
So
I
with-
would have if
so
I
with
know
that
I needed
said-
it.
Motion to adjourn.
all right, second, please.
Second.
All right. All right, Brenda.
Okay, Bonnie,
Yes.
Brad,
Yes.
Jennifer,
Yes,
Rob,
Yes.
Kate.
yes.
It's probably why you ain't on council.
So, Kenny needs to go see a judge, right?
No,
Who's gonna swear him in?
I can, as a notice, he doesn't have to.
I'll tell him.
Good?
I'll tell him to come up here tomorrow.
Yeah,
Nikki knew nothing about it.
I know.
Oh, she probably knows how she does. You know how much she knows me. I never know her. Remember she used to vote against,
Okay, she did not want me to tell my truth.
Yeah, that's right, that's right.
She did not want to hear my truth.
Yeah, good morning, Rob.
You know what I'm saying? What it boils down to is Karen Hibbard did not want me to speak my truth. I'm telling you right now. She called me on her husband's deathbed and asked me to vote for her, to put her, to nominate her. Deathbed. He died on Saturday morning. She called me Thursday night. Yeah, that's why I wouldn't do it.
She called me the night that he died, trying to get me to talk to her. The night he died. That's right. The good night, Dad, she called me.
Stick it to a city number.
Well, hey, I'm just glad it wasn't in the country. That scared me.
No, that was a blind side.